Welcome to the Linux Guy Guru, and now your host, Jay Benjamin.
Hi, this is Jay Benjamin, and thank you for tuning in to the Linux Guy Guru. I am pleased to present the Linux-based computer operating system that has taken the world by storm. If you're new to Linux, you've made an intelligent decision choosing this program. The best advice I will give you is not let the highly technical reputation of Linux discourage you. Many of you listeners who have heard of Linux think that it is found only on servers, looking after websites and email. Nothing could be farther than the truth. Distributions like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and Ubuntu Mate, just to name a few, and there are well over 30 distributions that I could name here today, are making huge inroads to the laptop and desktop market. Corporations are realizing the benefits of running a stable and powerful operating system that is easy to maintain and secure. And one of the major advantages of using Linux is that as Linux makes improvements, they're shared freely, allowing you to have the benefit from these improvements with a single update. The best part of using Linux software is that it is free and is legally distributed throughout the world. No copyright lawyers are going to pound on your door at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to give you an example. When you purchase and install software, you must agree to a licensing agreement that states you have only paid to install the software on one specific computer. This means you will not be able to make copies, share, resell, or transfer ownership of the software package. This is not the case with Linux software. You are entirely free to make copies, share copies, and install the software on as many computers as you want. So I encourage everyone listening to pick up a used computer for as little as $200 in some cases and wipe the hard drive clean and install a Linux operating system. You'll be surprised to learn that any of the 3 Linux operating systems I have mentioned have built-in tutorials to learn the operating system. There are many videos on YouTube that you can watch. There is also my website at linuxguide.guru, which will provide instructional videos. And when in doubt, simply Google your question in the search bar, and your question will be answered. Learning Linux could not be any easier. So what is Linux? Linux is the core or kernel of a free operating system first developed and released to the world by Linus Benedict Torvalds in 1991. Torvalds, then a graduate student at the University of Helsinki, Finland, is now a fellow at the Linux Foundation, which the website is www.linuxfoundation.org. He's an engineer and previously worked for the CPU design and fabrication company Transmeta Incorporated, before leaving in 2003 to work for Open Source Development Labs, a consortium created by many high-tech companies to support Linux development and which has enabled him to focus on the Linux kernel full-time. Fortunately for all Linux users, Torvalds chose to distribute Linux under a free software license named the GNU General Public License, the GPL. I'd like to mention here that Wikipedia has a free online resource with a great biography for Linus Torvalds that examines his life and notable achievements. You can find it at http://en.wikipedia.org wiki/Linus_Torvalds, Torvalds. The graphic user interface, or GUI, GUI as is referred to, is the brainchild of Richard Stallman, the founder of the Free Software Foundation. The GPL is the guiding document for Linux and its ownership, distribution, and copyright. Torvalds holds the rights for the Linux trademark. Both men agree that the software will always be free. Why should you use Linux? Well, let me give you some good reasons why you should be using Linux. Millions of people have been using it for well over 20 years. There are no licensing fees. Linux can be downloaded to multiple computers. Linux can be used on desktop computers or laptops. Linux can be used on server platforms. Linux provides a royalty-free platform. IBM has enabled Linux on its entire line of products. Small business owners can create a network for free. Linux is easy to install. Linux allows you to see code. Linux allows you to change codes. You can get manuals online. So I'd like to give you some reasons why you should switch from Microsoft Windows or Apple to Linux. Linux files do not have to be reduced or defragged. A Windows computer must be defragged or they slow down. Linux computers get very few viruses. There has been only 8 viruses in total since the early 90s. No malware, no spyware, no viruses whatsoever. Linux can update an entire operating system with one click. Linux has better security. Linux has dedicated software centers to download applications, and there are thousands of them. Linux applications are nearly all free with minor exceptions. Linux desktop software is easier to customize. Linux can be downloaded to multiple computers without a fee for a license. Sound quality is better on a Linux. Computer startup is faster on a Linux. Computer shutdown is extremely faster on a Linux. A lot of good reasons to try Linux. And there are many websites and search engines where you can find information on Linux. There are literally thousands of websites that exist with information about Linux and many of its distributions, such as Ubuntu, Linux Mint, or Ubuntu Mate. I have referenced these 3 distributions because of ease of use and user-friendly graphic interfaces. Knowing how to search can mean the difference between frustration and success when troubleshooting problems arise. So invest some time and experiment with your favorite search engine. In my opinion, Google is the best. And joining a local Linux user group, or LUG as they are referred to, will allow you to participate in local Linux user groups. You will receive many benefits. For starters, you'll be able to get help, trade information, and learn many new and wonderful things about Linux. Most LUGs do not have membership dues, and many often sponsor lectures about Linux from leading Linux, GNU, and open source experts. And for the latest versions of documentation, you can go to http://tldp.org, or you can find information on the operating system on your personal PC. It's located there. Jay Benjamin says, the difference between knowledge and wisdom is only knowing what to do next.